Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Heart Pirates TCG here, and I'm back with another One Piece webcam case tournament hosted by Pro Play Games. We had a ton of people that participated in this tournament, and I just want to go over the total breakdown, give you my thoughts on it, give you the deck list, the top 16, all that type of stuff. And yeah, this is actually my third try making this video. I went through the entire video, and my mic was not on. I felt like I felt so dumb. I was like, why? I was trying to edit it, and then like literally there was no sound, and I like wanted to punch myself in the face. Anyway, total breakdown for the case tournament, right? So we have disregard this one red green law. They put red green law and then red green Trafalgar law. So we had 19 people play red green law. We had 2 people play blue purple Kaido, 3 Odins, 4 crocodiles, 7 Luffy, 14 Doflamingos, 26 red Zoros, 28 purple Kaidos. Guys, purple Kaido is just like, if you don't draw right against this deck, I mean, it'll just steamroll you. But then again, I mean, they are pretty inconsistent and have like no draw power either, except for Queen. But yeah, so purple Kaido, like, you're always going to see them in top cut. Like, that deck's top end is so good. And then 34 green Kid, which seems to be one of the best decks in the meta right now. Let me just go ahead and go over the top 16 now as well. So it looks like top 16, we have 6 green Kids, we have 4 red green Laws, we have 3 purple Kaidos, 2 red Luffys, and 1 red Zoro. So with that being said, let's go ahead and I'm just going to go over the top 4 deck lists, and just give you my thoughts on that, and just, you know, give you an updated I think I'm gonna make a video in a couple days just having an updated tier list, because I was like on drugs or something when I made the last tier list, guys. Disregard that one. It feels like a new meta right now, so I'll make an updated one soon with what I believe is the real best tier lists going in right now. The funny thing is, like, there's been no like extra sets or new cards really that have been released like substantially, and it just feels like the meta is like always shifting like back and forth. So I'll give you an updated list in a future video. But with that being said, let's go ahead and go over the top or the 4th place, which is Justin A. Justin A was playing red green Law. Looks pretty standard, minus a couple things, right? So he's playing 4 of the Searcher Nami, 4 Blocker Chopper, 4 Otama, 4 Brook for the 2k counter, but as also just a body. He's playing 1 Rush Sanji, which I actually think this card is really good. He's playing a Nico Robin. Most Laws don't play Nico Robin from what I've seen. I mean, it could be like a new thing, but I think this card actually does put in work sometimes. Like, you especially if they can't get it off the field, like, you swing with it and then you sobbles it back to the hand, and then you summon it back with like Law or something, like that way they can't attack it. It's just always a threat. I think it's a really good idea, just for the 1, and you can search it with Nami. Let's see, we got 4 Rush Zoro, 3 Rush Luffy with the unblockable. We have 4 Bonnie, 4 Beige, 2 Momonosuke, 4 Nekomamushi. Guys, this card in Law is just ridiculous. Like, it is so good. Just rest every blocker and then swing for 5k like 50 times. Like, that's literally what Law does. 4 Killer, you're always gonna have 2 or more for the draw, and then 4 Law. So Law and Nekomamushi are just so good in this deck. It's crazy. It's crazy how good these cards are. And then 3 Jet Pistol. Guys, throughout this case tournament, I've seen this thing hit, like, I've seen it hit Queen probably 50 times in top 16. I mean, it is just, like, this card's value is ridiculous. I think Jet Pistol might be one of the best cards in the game. It's that good. Let's go ahead and go over the 3rd place winner, though. All right, so I just realized that this one's like sideways, so we're gonna just like go over this one real quick because it's giving me like a little bit of a headache. But we got 4 Killer, 4 Beige, 4 of the Apu for the 2k counter, 4 Bonnie. We have 4 8 Drop Kid, which is a ton in my opinion. Then we have 3 Hawkins, Basil Hawkins. I think 3 is actually really good. Like, this card is so good, especially in the mirror. And into Law, this card is really powerful. Then we have 2 Killers, the one that kills a rested 3 or less. We have 2 Laws, you know, the 5 blocker Law. We have 4 Beppo for the 2k counter, 4 Nekomamushi, 4 Raizo for the draw, 4 Izo for the 2k counter, or the, you know, the basically Nekomamushi effect, 3 Okiku, which I think is right, and then 4 Momonosuke, which I think is just a ton. But hey, I mean, he got 3rd place. This guy actually played really well too. I think this guy was pretty good. But yeah, so that's his list. Let's go ahead and go over the second place winner. All right. Now we're back to like a normal picture. All right, so looks like we got 4 X-Drake. We have 3 10-drop Kaidos, which I think is a good number. Like, you know, you always want to see at least one of them a game just to have the option of it. You have 4 Blast Breath. You have 4 Orochi. This guy is like, actually Orochi is really cool because when you play against Law, a lot of times they'll have like a blocker or whatever. Like, so he's a 2K counter, obviously. But a lot of times you'll have a blocker. Or Law will have a blocker, or, you know, for example, if you play against Luffy and they have the Nami that searches, maybe it's in, you know, it's rested. It not searches, that Dawn's one, an empty Dawn. This can actually get over that. You know, it's like another attacker that they have to either like block or, you know, like it's annoying. So if you want to summon it against Luffy or Zoro or Law, I think this is actually pretty good. Just as another body. I know it's weak, but like they're gonna have to discard cards just to save it, and they're not gonna want to attack this because it's 2000 and this is a waste of an attack. But anyway, 4 Onigashima Island. You got 4 Higurashi. You have 2 Who's Who's. I actually don't think Who's Who's a bad card. I just think that in some decks, like I cut it from my blue-purple Crocodile list just because like the Dawn -1 really does hurt my deck because I can't play Onigashima in blue-purple Crocodile, but I think this is really good. Plus it's a trigger, you just summon it and then it uses its effects, so it's pretty good. You have 1 Brachio Bomber. I think this should go to 2. I think this is a really good card. 4 Queen, 4 King. So this guy wasn't playing any of the 7-drop King, which I think is just a mistake in my opinion. He's playing 4 Babanuki, which is really good, but like I think cut 2 of those for a King, for the 7-drop Kings. Like that card is just too good not to play, especially against like you're playing against Zoro or Law. Like this, like 7-drop King goes crazy in that deck. Like it's just an automatic like counter, you know, it's just crazy. He's playing 4 Black Maria. He's playing 3 9-drop Kaidos, 4 Sasaki's, and then 2 Thunder Bagua. Pretty good list, I'd say. He has some good counters in his hand. It looks like he plays 12 2K counters, which actually comes in handy pretty well. But against Law, actually, it's not as good because they only attack for like 5, pretty much, or like they either attack for 5 or 9. Like they never go for like 7, you know. So like the 2Ks are good, but they're kind of overkill actually in that deck. So like 1K counters, which Babanuki is, but I would prefer King in that matchup. Or maybe even cut, if you like Babanuki, just cut like a King, make it, or 2, make it 2 and 2, or 3 and 2, and cut a Black Maria. I don't know. That's what I would change. This guy played pretty well though. I like the way he played when I was watching the tournament. But yeah, that's the second place list. Let's go over the first place list. And this the first place winning it all was actually Red Green Law by Luffy TCG here. So he's playing 4 Blocker Chopper, 4 of the Blocker Trafalgar Law, 4 Razoro, 4 Beige, 4 Nekomamushi, 3 Monkey D Luffy. Pretty standard so far. 4 Killer, 3 Momonosuke, 4 Brook for the 2K counter, 4 Bonnie, 4 Searcher Nami, 4 Otama, 1 Robin again. I guess people are starting to play Robin now, and 3 Jet Pistols. This looks like literally like identical to the other list, to be honest with you. I think the other guy was playing 2 Momonosuke and like 1 of something else, but it's like literally like the same list. So I mean this deck at its high end, like at its best, I think is the best deck in the game. Like the way that like its shambles ability with Law is just so good, man. It's just so ridiculously good. And like it's just being able to like just put a card back in your hand if you're worried about Kaido blowing up your field, or like a card you attacked with that you don't like for example, you can like put Luffy back in your hand. Like it's just so good. It's like this deck I think is actually one of the best decks in the game now, and like that tier list is going to reflect that I'm going to make pretty soon. But anyway, guys, yeah, this is the top 4 breakdown. The tournament was actually pretty good. I know the like webcam tournaments kind of hurt my head, and I know there's like always like some cheating involved or whatever, but assuming all these guys played, you know, fairly and all that, I didn't catch any cheating, but I didn't look too hard. I mean, everyone played pretty well for the most part. There were some questionable plays in like top 16 that I saw that I was like, oh, I don't really know about that, but I don't know, maybe they could just know something I don't. But let me know what you guys think. If you would, you know, if you would play anything differently, you know, anything like that. I'm gonna get out of here. All right, guys, take it easy. Peace.